But yeah, I just want to send my love and my prayers to Kevin Nash. So, but now that we have dealt with the two most difficult topics that we could possibly deal with, we can move on. This upcoming Monday, WWE is going to be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw live from Philly at the Wells Fargo Center. This lineup is filled with some potentially great segments. We have the Bloodline Acknowledgement Ceremony, which is apparently supposed to feature all generations of the Bloodline. We have the appearance of multiple WWE legends such as Ric Flair, The Undertaker, and members of D-Generation X. We got the Usos versus the Judgment Day for the WWE Tag Team Championships and more. Just off of a first glance, what which segment are you most looking forward to for Raw is 30?
Off of the lineup just listed, I'm actually kind of interested in hearing about not hearing witnessing um the full generation of the bloodline
Yeah.
because I don't think we've seen them all in the same ring. Um Damn, when's the last time I seen Rikishi next to the Usos? Uh, that's gonna be interesting. But that sounds like The Rock might have to come up. If he does make an appearance, I'll be really excited actually. But I think it'd be interesting because they've been kind of somewhat cock cheesing this idea of The Rock showing up or other generational talents from the bloodline. Because I mean, you can't have the name the bloodline and not have the legends
Right.
that jump started this arrive. So I kind of feel more excited for this because I want to see what layers they're going to add. If The Rock could come in and maybe like cut ass on Roman Reigns and make him feel small about himself, considering he looks at himself as like a god, and further this little feud that he has with him and Sammy going on, I think that'd be pretty awesome. You know,
Yeah.
and then maybe he takes it out on Sammy, and then maybe this is a booking decision that twists into The Rock versus um, Roman Reigns down the line. I think that's pretty cool. Ric Flair, I don't care to see. They kind of, he milked his own self with the last two dreadful behind last matches. I didn't watch either of them. I just seen clips, and that's
Right.
nah. It felt abusive for me to even watch. It felt like elderly abuse. And I work with the homeless people. I don't want to see them get abused for a paycheck. So I was not excited to see that. The Undertaker, I mean, again, they beat this man's character over this time and time again. I don't need to see The Undertaker. I think it's only been like what, 2 years without him.
Yeah.
We I mean, it's cool, it's nice for the thought. I just don't get any type of feeling. Degeneration X, I haven't wanted to see them ever since the Saudi Arabia show. And Sean's only getting older, and it's weird looking at Sean. I feel uncomfortable every time I see Sean now being bald and being tiny. As far as the tag team match goes, I mean, the Usos versus the Judgment Day, it's kind of whatever. So that lineup is kind of not trash, just underwhelming minus
Mm.
the bloodline. But what are you most excited to see? And your take on the lineup here.
I think the lineup is pretty good considering that it's going to be a 3 hour show. You just kind of need to fill that space with as much as you can, especially if it's an anniversary show. And when you're going to get a hot crowd like Philly, I think you're going to want to give them, everything that they come for. And I think that the nostalgia factor, when you do an anniversary show, the nostalgia factor kind of has to be there. So I understand them bringing back the legends and stuff like that. Um, I think um, the thing that I'm looking forward the most to is actually the Usos versus the Judgment Day. And obviously, like the bloodline ceremony, I think is going to be interesting because I think they're going to further advance this story and this tension between Sammy, KO, and Roman Reigns. But with the Usos versus the Judgment Day have been building momentum and gaining a lot of favor in the side of the WWE universe. And I'm just very, very interested to see if they're going to use this opportunity to put a chink in the armor of the bloodline. Because I think one of the things that kind of cemented the bloodline as one of the most dominant factions ever is the fact that the Usos are the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions of all time. And I think that they have the opportunity to kind of put a chink in that armor, and this could very well be the beginning of the end. And I just also think that this is going to be a good match. I think that the Judgment Day have struck gold, if you will, between Prison Dom and Rhea being kind of like this China esque figure, and Damian Priest and Finn Balor kind of being like the cool dudes in the team. Like I think they've struck a chord, they've gained a rhythm, and they've started to kind of find their rhythm. And I think that this will be a very very interesting move if they were to win the WWE tag titles. I was gonna also say,